Hey guys, as promised, the 5,000 subscribers Q&A. So thank you guys so much for 5,000 subscribers. That's crazy. And the background footage is me sketching out Spider-Man 2099. So I hope you enjoy that. Anyway, let's just get into it. Question number 1. How long have you been drawing? How come you always pick superheroes to draw? And thank you for saying you love the content. I will keep it up. So I've been drawing like as long as I can remember, ever since I was a kid. But the last like two years, I've been drawing really consistently, like every day, and I've really improved a lot from that. And then secondly, how come I always pick superheroes to draw? I think it's a mixture of stuff. Like I like drawing fan art. I like drawing stuff I enjoy from like movies and TV shows, and that's kind of how I started drawing comic book stuff. And then also I just kind of love the comic book style of art, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun to draw. But I do want to branch out and draw other stuff. I'm going to start making more original art soon because I also want to start selling like prints of my art. So keep an eye out for that. There's going to be some more original characters coming soon. Question number 2. I struggle with shading and shadow. What would you suggest to help with that? And thank you for saying you love my vids. That's very kind. Honestly, I'd probably suggest looking up tutorials. I should really make some, but there's great tutorials for free on YouTube. Also, you can do kind of like exercises, like if you look up images of characters or whatever it is lit from different angles, and what I used to do is draw like a grid of a face, like the same face like however many times, and then draw it getting lit from different sides, and just kind of thinking about like the planes of the face. It's the same for any object. It's like whichever way the light's coming from, how it will hit. So just practice, really. Question number 3, how do you make your drawings so vibrant? First of all, thanks. That's pretty cool that you think they're vibrant. I do kind of go for that. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I guess it's just the colors I use. I use a lot of bold colors, like bright yellows, greens, reds, whatever it may be. Also adding highlights with a white gel pen just kind of makes it all pop out more. I also think the outlines I add makes it pop out more. Some people aren't a fan of it. I've got some comments of people saying, why'd you add the outline, it ruined it, but I really like the outlines, and I think that makes it pop more. Also in my recent ones where I've been doing like the backgrounds as well, I think the whole thing just kind of pops out more and just makes it look much more vibrant. I hope that helped. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. Question number 4, what is your all-time favorite drawing of mine? So probably one of these 3. I love the Invincible on the left. It just looks so clean. Conquest in the middle looks really good. I love how it turned out with the background, and I love how the Hulk turned out, just all the colors, and it's just like pops out so much. Maybe the Hulk is because it's like one I did recently though, bit of recency bias, I'm not sure, but the 3 of those right now are probably, one of those 3 is probably my favorite. It's quite hard to pick because honestly it changes a lot. And like usually my favorite drawing is one of the latest ones I've made. So if you ask me in a few months, I probably have totally different answers. Just like if you asked me a few months ago, it would be totally different. Question number 5, who's my favorite character to draw? And thank you for the congratulations. This is quite an easy one. It's either Invincible or Spider-Man. Like, I love drawing both of them. I think it's probably Invincible. I've drawn him probably the most out of anyone. He's just one of my favorite characters to draw. I love the show, I love the character, and I love the comic book style by Ryan Otley. Then I do love drawing Spider-Man as well. He's so much fun, and also there's so many different versions of Spider-Man you can draw, so it's really quite a hard one. Well, it's easy, but it's hard because it's between the 2 of them, so I'll probably say Invincible, but if not Invincible, then it would be Spider-Man. Question number 6, how did you find your art style? And thank you for saying you love my work. Basically, a couple of years ago, if you go back, if you feel like scrolling all the way back through my videos, you could see my work sucked, and I barely used color. It was a lot of just like biro pen drawings, and it was just a lot more boring than it is now. Basically, I'm going to make a full video on how to find your art style, but it breaks down to like being influenced by artists you like and kind of trying out some of their techniques and kind of mixing a few techniques from a few different artists together who you love. And then also you want to experiment with new mediums. So I tried out watercolor, I tried out pastels, and then I tried out markers, alcohol markers, and I sucked with them at the start, but they were my favorite. So I stuck at it, and it took me ages to get good with them, but now I think my work looks pretty great. So basically that's how I found my style. Just influenced by artists I loved and just trying out like what a technique they use here, a technique they use there, experimenting with different stuff, and then you just have to practice a lot. Like I've drawn pretty much every day for the last couple of years, and my work has totally transformed. It's totally like unrecognizable from my work a couple of years ago. Especially if you want to go on my Instagram and go to the posts, you can scroll down quite easily. I've not got that many posts because it's mostly reels. So you can just go in the post bit and scroll down and see my work from a couple of years ago, and it's changed like drastically. Question number 7. Teach me how to blend Ohuhu markers and how to draw poses. Okay, first of all, for blending Ohuhu markers, I've got I don't know if it's like the chisel tip or whatever it's called, and the fine tip or something. I don't have the brush tip. Supposedly the brush tip is the best way to blend. Blending alcohol markers is pretty tricky. You need to use 2 colors that are very similar, and you need to like be fast with it so that, you know, it stays kind of wet and you can mix them. So, last question. Is there a certain style you use? Um, that's a good question. Kind of. I think I've kind of developed my own style. It was like I was saying earlier, where I've basically combined a bunch of different stuff from artists that I was influenced by and then made it into my own thing. So, we've got, what's his name? Scott Christian Sava art. I love his videos, they're great. I used to love watching him like with his colored pencils, and especially when he'd do markers. He influenced me a lot. Ryan Ottley, the guy who drew Invincible, he really influenced me a lot. I think you can see that in my work. There's a few people on TikTok who make drawings with markers. They influenced me a lot. This guy Jaden's art, his stuff is awesome, and other people I follow, their stuff is just so cool, and it all kind of influences me. And like, but I think I've kind of combined it all and made it my own sort of style, where it's like unique from their stuff, which, like, in my opinion, that's what you want. You don't want to be just ripping someone off completely. Like, you want to kind of transform stuff into your own style. Like, I almost always use references. I think using references is great. Combining different references is great, but I like to think I try to, and I'm getting better at it, like putting my own spin on it, doing it in my sort of style, because that's how I think you learn to find your own style, is by just trying different techniques, like one technique from one artist, one technique from another artist. That's another thing that Scott Sava art used to say in his videos. I remember he was talking about how you should just try, like, emulate artists you like. Like, you don't want to rip them off and copy them, but it's good to learn from them, basically. Anyway, that's the Q&A done. Thanks for all the questions, guys, and thank you so much for 5,000 subscribers. It's pretty insane. Comment what other videos you want to see me make, and yeah, I'll see you next time.